You
That,
are.
that's the funniest thing. She's like, you look very pale in that. I'm like, I'm pale as shit.
Yeah, that's what I say. I've always thought you've always been Pilly Boy to me, sort of thing.
Yeah, it is funny being northern because everyone's like, but you're Italian. I'm like, yeah, but I'm northern Italian, which means we are white. We sometimes have dark hair, but we still have the blue eyes, and we're
Mm.
pale as shit. Deal with it.
Yes,
I'm a pretty pale boy, all right.
pretty pale indeed. Right. Anyway, we got some news to get off the chat. We've got some news to go, so let's just step right into it. Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dogs Down Under Season 4, Episode 16. My lord, we got some Helldivers news. Big, major Helldivers news. Big, 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 big. Big, 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 big.
Is that the the box that is kind of like an X?
Yes. Yes, it is. But anyway, before we get to that, though, I just want to say thank you very much for joining us. Like and subscribe. Make sure you do like, share, and we are available on all good podcast forums, podcast platforms. Sorry, as well. We might be in forums as well. I don't know. But
That'd be
we
nice.
are available to watch our beautiful faces via Spotify and on our YouTube channel. Please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. And anyway, let's get into it. Before we find out how we are, so Helldivers 2 had a major announcement this week, which was we are finally getting reinforcements. And the reinforcements are coming from the Xbox community.
The Team Green themselves
Team
are
Green,
partying.
honestly, Team Green have been chomping to get into this sort of thing. It's been announced even when all the big server problems were first happening on like the first couple of months. They said we would, tag us in sort of thing. So they have been desperate to get over here and get some of that
Yeah.
Helldivers 2 action. So mark it on your calendars. August 26th is going to be. I anticipate the servers crashing.
Okay. I was going to say because I just had breakfast with Big J, a mate of mine that
Mm.
I went to TAFE and stuff with, and we've been friends for years. And originally, like when I lived with him, he always had a console, so we'd play console together from Battlefront 2 to
Yeah.
all kinds of things. He got me into obviously Gears of War, which I had an unhealthy love affair for, which was great. Um, but yeah, he was literally the first thing he said. He goes, "Oh, have you got anything with this?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And he's like, "Oh, because I want to get it for Xbox." I'm like, "Of course you do."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so he's well excited. He is chomping at the bit, as you said.
Yes.
Not
Well,
surprised whatsoever.
the fact is that I love the fact that we've got cross-platforming sort of thing already built into the game. So the fact is that yes, you're going to be playing on PC. I can play on my PlayStation, and no doubt we're going to have several friends who are Xboxers who are suddenly going to be joining us, and it's gonna be madness. I pray to God that they actually come with some sense of knowledge of what's going on and what to do.
Man, it's going to be chaos. Like I'm even now when I don't jump on as often as I should,
Mm.
but even when I do jump on, like it still feels like absolute pandemonium. And like you get these guys at a level like fucking 1,000, and they're just like, "Oh, you're level 10 or whatever. I'm level 7." You're like, "You're going to be shit." And then the second you go, "I'm shooting these guys," and they run to the left, and you haven't run to the left an instant later,
Mm.
kicked. I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sick of getting kicked for doing like something that I'm like,
Yeah,
there's guys coming from the flank. I'm hitting the flank. No, no, we're moving. I'm like, yeah, but there's dudes just there coming at us. They're going to come around behind us while those dudes in front of us come from the front. That may be a fun time for some,
yes.
but it's not going to be a fun time for us. So I was shooting them and then I got booted. And I was like, of course
Oh,
I did.
that sucks, dude. But yeah, yeah. No, the fact is, I mean, I am very understanding with new players. Like yesterday, I jumped on yesterday for a very quick mission, just because I had 40 minutes to kill, and I was like, well, I rather than sit and doom scroll on my phone, I'll go do a mission in Helldivers. And I ended up getting paired up with these two Russian guys who are like mid 30s, like mid 30 level 30s sort of thing. So they have some inkling, but literally, I joined at the end of their last mission, realizing that they missed half of the objectives, and I'm like, what has happened? And I thought, right, okay, I'm going to walk them through because the next one was a big mission. I thought, right, I'm going to walk them through it. Let's show them how it should be done. And literally, we did it in half the time. I was communicating. I was showing them. They thanked me at the end because I ended up finding like the super samples and everything else. And they're like, "How did you know where
Wow.
to go?" It's like, look, you've got to look for this on the map. Find this, do that, sort of thing. This is what us high level players should be doing to help you guys. Is just making sure you're aware of hit that thing, kill that, please. Blah
Well,
blah blah.
it is funny because like that's one thing I have noticed is the map actually is quite intuitive.
Mm.
It actually shows you little signs of roughly where to go and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'd go one way and people are like, no, we're going this way. I'm like, there's literally no symbol out that way. Why are you going out that way?
Yeah. No.
And then we go out there and then the first thing we do is we turn around and go back. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was
No.
telling you
Honestly,
that.
it is like herding cat. I mean, to be fair, I should tell you this funny story. So, we were had a Fortnite match this week with Ed and my neighbour down the road and his son. So we're doing squads. It's fine. I think this was the first game together. So we've played before, and the boys they are very aggressive players, whereas me and the other dad, stand, range, height advantage, all this common good stuff from many, many years of gaming. If you've got the high ground, you keep the high ground. That's standard rules number one, okay?
Kids nowadays are like, we're invincible. You're
Yeah,
gonna die.
the fact that basically we were doing well. I think we were down to like 10 teams, and the map's closing in, and we're like, sweet, got to a vault, all stocked up on things. Is everyone happy? Yeah, everyone's happy. And then I was like, I have one of the few scoped weapons in the game, and I'm like, right, okay, let's look, we'll go up to that mountain, see where the next storm circle lies, and we'll go from there. Everyone agrees. No. Neighbour's little boy. Oh, he got up there, and then after a couple, because bear in mind, the storm's closing in, so it's a minute. He's losing his goddamn mind. He's like, why can't we just go that way? Because we're waiting to see where the storm goes. Why? Because, obviously, if we're going to be outside the circle, we're going to move. But if we're going to be inside the circle, why not keep the height advantage? And he just couldn't understand. And he was more cheesed off that he didn't have a scoped weapon to look for someone. And he's like, but I've only got revolvers and a shotgun. I went, great. Then you're our huge glass cannon that is we're gonna throw you into the mix the second we spot a team, all right? But until then, park your ass. He just was.
It is funny too though how impatient some people get when they're just like, I just want to shoot someone. Hurry up! I'm trying to shoot someone. You're like, bro, just
The worst bit,
stop.
right? This is the thing. We ended up winning, so we came battle royale. We came, we won. We came team first and everything else.
Please tell me he was dead and you guys
Oh
survived.
no, trust me. Do you know how glorifying it would have been? No, it was really funny because literally I realized like we're pushing towards the next small circle, and then I looked at the player count and I was like 5, right? I felt good, right? 5, and then my brain went, hang on, there's 4 of us. There's 4 in my team. There's 4 of us alive. All right, boys, we've got to push. Why are we pushing? Because there's 5 of us left. He went, yeah, and so it's 4-1. Let's go. This is the time. Now we become aggressive. This is aggressive play now. And literally, it was just funny from there, sort of thing. God, he was like, oh my God, I. And then the boys are arguing who got the final kill. And I'm like, doesn't matter. We won. Who cares? Who cares?
That's when you're like, then you're like, it doesn't matter. Things. I fucking got it. Suck it, people.
Honestly, I'll tell you one thing. It was quite nice. I was playing with MP numbers last night on Fortnite as well.
Oh, yeah, because I saw numbers. Numbers started streaming again. So massive shout out. Oh. So for anybody, I was a part of the creator series with MP Numbers, where I met Jordan and a number of other great content creators.
Yes.
And obviously from there we all became friends. And Numbers used to stream quite religiously to the point where I started streaming mainly because it was COVID. I had nothing to do, and we used to stream on his channel. So I thought I may as well just put it on my channel, and we'll both stream the same kind of game and had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And then the other night, it was like 9:30 at night. I look at my phone and it's like MP Numbers went live, and I'm like, oh my God. I've never been so happy to see him live again, and it was so good to see him.
Honestly, it was literally I was just doing a quick because I was killing time, and they've got this new mode in Fortnite called Blitz, and it's designed for mobile players mainly. So it's designed like 30 players max, and it's fast, tiny map, shorter duration for Storm, but you get started off with like an exotic weapon and a boost. And it's quite cool, sort of thing. So it makes the game. So literally, you went like the matches are less than 5 minutes, so you can knock a handful of them out. And and I've actually found that my gun skills have got a hell of a lot better because you have to play quick. So you learn all the little nuances of how to play quickly and stuff like that. So it's really good. But literally, and I was about to log off and then realised it popped up. Obviously, when you've got people on your friends list. If they're online, they pop up as a shadow, and you can click to join them or add them to your party and stuff. And I thought, I thought immediately there was one of his kids, but I thought I'll just jump in, see what it is.
His kids wouldn't be old enough actually yet. I don't
No,
think.
I
The
know,
oldest
No,
might
he
be.
did tell me. He did tell me. But yeah, it was just like I was like, oh, have you? He said, do you want to play a game or two? I said, yeah. I said, I've got time for a couple of games before I have to join the wife and stuff. And he's like, yep, great, let's do that. So, and it was just funny. We were just having chats, like normal dads. It's great when it's again having microphones in games, people, so you can talk strategy is great.
Oh.
Okay. I don't care if you don't want to talk, but at least listen and direct or mark things with maps. Do something, but it's great. Oh, it just, yeah. Anyway, random video.
It is funny too, though, how easy it is to even just like the headset that I use for this, because I don't want to use the big Razer Krakens. They were like $12 from eBay.
Yeah.
Also, you can pick up mics that are really inexpensive nowadays, and I'm not talking like 50, $60. I'm talking 10 or 12. They may not be the best make. They may, if you've got a fan on, they may be the worst thing in the world. But what's funny is that even just being able to say yes or what about we go to the left, to be able to give your 2 cents, makes games so much more fun.
It does, it really does. But I just love the fact of when you're sort of, even if I'm not talking, right? Say, I've had a few drinks. I'm not in the mood to chat. Like, I'm on Helldivers and anything else. I might not be chatting, but I'll tell you what, I am marking shit as I see it. I always have done. This is Battlefield days when I was sniper, and you used to get points for marking something, and if you got destroyed by someone else, you used to get points, and the amount of points you could rack up being a sniper was so good because your kill count was never through the roof. No. Your kill count was never meant to be through the roof, but assist points. Oh my lord! Yes, spotting points and assist points.
I was going to say, yeah, you're there for Overwatch and also to call in where people are going.
That's what it is, and it's fabulous, right? So it's just a habit I picked up from there, but now I do it religiously in every other game. So like even on Fortnite, I still mark it, even though I'm talking generally most of the time. I'm still marking, even when
that's hard to believe.
Even bloody when I'm playing on myself. I don't know why I'm marking. It's just like. It's like, okay, I'm
ADHD
marking.
brain where it's just a reminder.
It does. It literally takes over, and you've got to do that. But yeah. Anyway. Right. Right. Anyway, I want to discuss a movie that I've been to the cinema yesterday, and I want to have a discussion.
You're being all fancy. I was heartbroken. So remember how I said last week that I was going to get to see Jurassic Park?
Yes.
I was well excited.
Yeah.
So it was teeming down rain that Wednesday, like to the point where it was horrific. And Diana, who invited me, said, I've got to catch a bus to the train station in, and then walk or catch another tram for Thingo, and we've got to be there by 6 o'clock. And I did the maths, and I'm like, I don't think I can pick her up by 6. I can get there by 6, but I wouldn't be able to get back into the city by 6. So we ended up cancelling, and I'm so shattered. And then all my friends that have seen it have just been posting, oh my God, it's so sick. I'm like, I hate you. I hate you all.
So I haven't seen Jurassic Park yet. I haven't.
Oh, okay.
No, so I didn't get to
I was going to say, because if you're talking about that...
No.
Like,
No. I wouldn't dare spoil because I love the Jurassic Park franchise, so I'm actually wanting to watch it. No, I ended up going to watch How to Train Your Dragon. Now...
please tell me that's good.
Right.
Please tell me that's good.
All right. Do you want me to just score it off the bat, and then we can get past that and we can discuss it openly?
I'm happy with that because I don't mind, because I really want it to be good.
Okay.
Because it's something that I really, really want to see, and I loved it. And the idea of doing it, the idea of Gerard Butler coming back as the chief, like there's all these elements that I really like.
Yeah.
I have heard there's a few things that aren't exactly the same, but I'm like, I don't care. I still think it'd be an amazingly fun live action.
Yep.
Even though half of it's probably CGI'd.
Okay. I'm just going to throw the score out there, right? Okay. All right.
It's like 3.
No, we're gonna have a chat. We can talk about it. We gotta be. This is open space. This is a safe space. We're allowed to voice.
What's that super TikTok thing? We listen and we don't judge.
Okay.
I murdered your puppy. Wait, what? We listen and we don't judge. You're like, no.
Yeah.
We do listen and we do judge.
Okay. It's a 10. It's a 10.
Oh,
it's a fucking 10. And in fact, quite frankly, this should be the base level. If they want to do a remake or a live action version of a remake of an animation, this is the benchmark. All right, this is what I want. Okay, Yes, there are some changes, and we're going to discuss that. I need to discuss that, but I actually think they were better. They were improvements. The change, some of the changes were, not all the changes were, but some of them were quite good.
So
Okay,
we've got a movie that not only did Jordan, who's a hard marker, rated 10, but it has dragons in it, and we all know that he has an unhealthy kind of
right,
spaz attack about the size of said dragons, and there would have been multiple dragons in this, and he's still giving it a 10.
correct.
That is huge.
Now, first things first, I will say, okay, one, I love the How to Train Your Dragon movies, the originals. I love each and every one of them.
Yeah.
I have even watched the Netflix TV show that's the in between 1 and 2, and thought that was still good as well, even though it didn't have the same voice actors in it and everything else. But the storyline was good as well. So I love How to Train. In fact, to be fair, I haven't read the books, and I know Edward's got half of them, so I probably will end up reading them at some point. But
And the fact that after all that, you still don't hate it, which is kind of
honestly,
thing, because sometimes the original source material
yes,
to the new source material is often pants. So,
correct. Yes. Now I am aware the books are completely different from the movies and everything else, so I am aware of that. But I am looking forward to reading them. But first things first is what I'm going to say is that yes, there is a lot of CGI in this. However, it's bloody good. But then again, we're talking about DreamWorks here. If they fecked it up, that's a problem, because that's their job. Their job is to make CGI look fucking realistic when they need to. It was really good, sort of thing. I have to say, right, obviously, Gerard Butler coming back as Stoic, loved him in the role. Really good.
Yeah.
And he actually... this is the thing, right? This entire movie, it was so good how much it replicated the original movie. Yes, they changed some things. Now, one of the things they did change is it's not just a one clan. This is not just one clan of people, of Vikings. The way they start off the story, they talk about after the first initial attack. They end up talking in the hall, and when they're getting ready to go out and try and fire the nest again, for the umpteenth time. And they talk about all the different clans who came together. They were all the best dragon fighters. They all came together to form this new clan, and they were based on the island of Berk. And then it's been generations since, so they're just all, it's quite good, sort of thing. I quite like that. I think as an explanation, if they all the Viking clans were getting together to try and hunt out dragons, why wouldn't they send their best of the best? And they would plant a flag on this island, which they know the nest is nearby, blah blah blah. Go from there. That would make some sense, sort of thing. So, yes, it was a bit of a change. Yes, Astrid doesn't have blonde hair, but then again, now the fact that all these different clans are there makes more sense. She does have blonde, wisp highlighty stuff throughout her hair, so it's it's there, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, there's this, I don't mind, how certain actresses get certain roles because they're better or worse and whatever, but there are some that the blatant change is kind of ridiculous when it's one of their characteristics, where Astrid didn't necessarily have to be X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
Where with Little Mermaid, you kind of do. But I guess at the end of the day, now that we know all redheads are black, it makes more sense.
That's obvious. That's a given. Everyone knows that. But yes.
So random.
Can I just say that apart from Gerard Butler, Astrid's obviously, who's Nico Parker, she's great in it. But Mason Thames, who plays Hiccup, honest to God, it took me a good couple of minutes to realise it wasn't Tom Holland for a start off. Just number one. When you look at him, him and Tom Holland look so similar. They could be cousins. I kid you not.
You reckon you're okay with that guy playing the brother of Tom Holland's in the new what's it called? I've just forgotten. I've gone blank.
Okay.
A Tom Holland's film that you hate. It's based after the video game.
Oh, the last. Not The Last of Us.
I know. I've just gone blank.
Heck, yeah, he was with not Matt Damon.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. Oh God, what was it? Injustice? No. Fallout? No. Oh God, it'll come back to me.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. That was it. Yes.
I was going to say, so you're okay with him playing the brother of Uncharted? That joke got way drawn out because both of us just lost our short-term memory for a bit there.
Yes, absolutely. No. I honestly, he was really good. It was really funny because I was like, I've seen him in something, and I said, I can't think what I would have seen him in. So I quickly pulled up his IMDb, And I'm like, yeah, the Black Phone, no, I've not seen it. Incoming, no, not seen it. Monster Summer, no, not seen it. You know, literally, all the other stuff he's done, I've never seen. And Ellie's like, I'm sure I've seen him in something. I went, no, you can't have, because literally there's... I mean, he hasn't even done TV shows, so he's only done movies. So it's like... So and all the movies he's done are sort of scary thriller ones, which we know that my wife avoids like the plague. So,
Yes.
you know. So, honestly... Really good. Nick Frost, because Gobber is my favourite character from the original.
Oh, Nick Frost, yes. I heard this and it made me so happy.
Oh my
that Nick
god,
Frost
did you hear about... Right, because obviously Gobber has a prosthetic leg in all the movies. Now, Nick Frost actually had knee surgery scheduled, but he was going to miss the beginning of the filming. But he actually went to the director and said, listen, I want to delay my surgery so we can make it look authentic about me limping. Obviously, they were going to CGI in the leg and stuff like that anyway. So that's what they did.
So the limp isn't acting.
The limp isn't acting. The limp is method. Like, full on. He was immersed and he was struggling and everything else. And Nick Frost was struggling. But now he's gone, and it's funny because he said on this podcast about ever since he's had his knee done, because now he's able to go on bike rides with his son properly and everything, you know, and his boys. And he says, I should have done it years ago, sort of thing. He was just being
He
stubborn.
probably dropped heaps away.
Yeah, but honestly...
How is your fellow countryman, Kiwi-owned, Julian, what's his name, Dennison or something?
Dennison, yeah. Julian
Fish
Dennison.
Legs.
He plays Fish Legs. Now...
He's funny as hell. If people out there haven't seen, I think it's like the something Wildberries or something
Where
like,
the Wild People Are. Yep.
No, it's not Where the Wild People Are. It's something, but it's a Kiwi short film with Sam Neill and him.
Yeah, Where the Wild People Are. Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh, Hunt of the Wilder People.
Hunt of the Wilder.
The Wilder People.
Yeah.
It's from 2006. It has a 7.8 rating on
good.
IMDb.
Great.
He is absolutely amazing in it.
Yes.
And then obviously he was in Deadpool as Fire Hands, which was just got to be one of the most lame
Fire
names.
Fist. Fire Fist.
Fire Fist. That's right. Yeah, it was something really lame. I remember that.
Yes.
But yeah, please tell me he was funny in it, or they just let him go.
No, right, okay. Again, they've remade it to most of the original sort of thing. So a lot of the analog is the same as it was. The fact is, I'll tell you now, I actually can't tell if it was CGI or not. The fact is, he looked big. Now, obviously, in the original one, Fish Legs is quite a chunky, big, big, tall, stouty Viking. But literally, Julian in this one, if he is that big, if he's gotten to that big, seriously, he needs some medical help or seek some medical professional. That seems massively unhealthy. I would like to think, I would like to hope and think that it's just, they've bulked him out a bit with CGI. That's all.
I don't know. He looks pretty big. So I'm gonna.
No, don't get me wrong.
Send you something from. Oh, this is from IMDb. This is from June 7th.
Okay.
At a premiere of something, and you only see his upper half. But I can find your head on this thing.
Find my
head.
He
He looks quite large.
Let's have a look. Oh fuck! Maybe he is. Maybe he is just natural then. Jesus. Yeah. But anyway, in terms of all of the other performances were really good. I quite liked them. They actually did quite a good job with the character casting. Snotlout was an interesting character to watch because they added in a bit of extra with Snotlout. Basically with him having a thing with his dad, which was interesting. And his dad was what was it? It was his dad was Peter Serafinwish. Oh God, what has he been in? Hang on, I'm pulling it up. He's been in loads of stuff.
Oh yeah, he's been in like Black Books and all those kind of British comedies, but in the background kind of thing.
Yeah, he plays bad guys a lot of the time. And he was in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Yeah, I remember that as a Sol, as a Denarian Sol. That was interesting as well.
I did find that same picture, but in full body for you, so I've sent that through, and it's
okay.
The dude's got big.
Oh yeah, no, okay. So I don't think they've added yeah, I don't think they've added much.
Maybe
It's
he's
the
done like a
camera.
Christian Bale. Maybe he's a Christian Bale, and he's kind of got big, especially for the role.
Maybe he's gone that full method. He might have done. We might not know. But yeah, he might have done. I'll tell you honestly. As I said, this CGI and everything was immense with this movie. I absolutely adored. The fact is that the Queen Dragon, whatever they call the Queen Dragon, I know it's actually got a name from the books. What was it Queen Dragon?
Queen Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon. It is the
So
Red Death.
the
Red Death,
talk?
they call it. That's it.
Do the dragons talk, or
No, the dragons don't talk.
oh, that's all right. Because when you're like, oh, this, I'm like, I don't think the dragons talk.
No,
do they?
it's
So
no,
like,
because I think this happens either in the TV show or in one of the later movies. They update all the book, the Dragon Compendium, and it's actually named the Red Death sort of thing. So that's how it's.
that's right. Because I'm like, maybe I should check IMDb to see if it's that. And I'm like,
but yeah,
there's nothing here.
yeah. But honestly, I tell you what, the CGI on that thing was absolutely epic. It was.
I just remember the trailer and seeing Hiccup with obviously Toothless, where he puts his hand out and stuff. Like, it was done so beautifully, and the way that they've textured the dragon, that it still has that kind of feel that it looks like the cartoon one.
Yeah.
But just added a little bit of texture, a little bit of realness, so that it looks real, but doesn't look like, sometimes when they train like a picture into like realistic, they have to go a bit different. This one looks like absolutely flawless the way they've done it. It's so
honestly,
beautifully done.
they've nailed it. Even my son was absolutely buzzing. He said, I think I found my new favorite movie. I was like, great, that's always a good thing to find. And he said, Dad, are they? I said, I'll look up. I already knew what the question was going to be, so I quickly looked up.
Is there a sequel?
Yes, the sequel is scheduled for 2027. So, and
Yes.
and literally again, the worst bit is I will cry like if they follow the same process and procedure and they just duplicate what the original movie was. I'm going to be crying like a baby at the cinema. This is not a good look. All right, this is not going to be a good look for me. I already know it. Everyone else knows it. Because I can't deal with the emotional shit happening in the background and seeing his father die and everything else. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Don't want to see it. Although I can't wait to see who they're gonna cast as Hiccup's mother. That's gonna be interesting. And I actually thought about it last night. I would love to see Charlie Theron. Oh God, what's her name? Oh, that's gonna do me nothing. She's in. No, it's not the Old Guard. Oh, what's her name? She played. She was Mad Max. Not Fury Road.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
That's it. That's where I'm messing up.
She is in Old Guard.
Oh, she is an Old Guard. But yeah, honestly,
sure?
I would love. No, I think. No, isn't Old Guard's Resident Evil chick? I forget her name.
No, it's not Mia Jovovich. It's definitely Charlie.
Is it Charlie Theron? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I've been waiting because number 2 just came out. And I've been hella excited. To see it.
It's on my list. Although the problem is that I was going to watch it last night, but then I realized it got a bit late. So then I decided, in my infinite wisdom, I'm going to start watching the new Squid Games. That was a bad idea.
Because there's 3 now. I watched the first one, and the first one was absolutely brilliant.
No, right. Realistically, right. So it's season 3, but realistically, this is season 2, part 2. Is what it is, because you watch season 2 and then they do the episodes and then it stops and then it's like you can't leave it there and then they've released season 3 and it's like no, call it season 2 part 2 because it's following on the same thing. It's exactly where it was. But anyway, sort of thing. But honestly, Squid Games have been good as well. But yeah, so highly recommend everyone go watch this movie. It's really good.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this to come out for ages, but obviously I'm like. I just don't see the movies as much as I would like. So I was like, I've been hanging for this to come out because I knew it was going to be good. Like after seeing the trailer and seeing the work they put in, even just into the trailer, seeing the special effects and the CGI, that they haven't gone like super cartoony or super over the top.
No,
they've just like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try and make it look realistic, as if dragons actually did exist.
Honestly, the only dragon out of the entire thing that looked a bit cartoony was the little ones, the tiny terrors.
Oh yeah,
they almost looked pretty identical to the original one. Obviously, they looked realistic, but you're like they look a bit meh. I mean, they made them more Like there was a bit of a close-up shot on one, and it was more like iguana, with the squiggly
Oh yeah,
eyes thing,
yeah.
rather than having the big massive eyes. But they were pretty close to their original. But yeah, honestly, Toothless was just insane in this. The monstrous
Yeah.
nightmares were really good. God, they were sick. Seeing
Oh
them,
man,
but yeah,
just seeing some of them, and I'm just like, how is this not bigger? Like, how is this not blown up and gone crazy? Because it just feels like it's so good.
I honestly, do you know what the scary? Right, this is the scary thing, right? For start off, right on because obviously we're using our favorite critics website, which is Rotten Tomatoes. So popcornometer for the audience is 97%. That's epic. Whereas the critics have only scored it as 77. And
Oh,
I'm like, what? Why? Like seriously, I don't understand what's the judgment of it. I don't understand what's the problem. Why is it not scored higher? I just don't get it. Sort of thing. In fact, I'm actually just going to pull up some of the critic reviews and see. Let's have a look at a low scoring one. There's got to be a low scoring one here. Sort of thing. Top critics. 4 out of 5. 2 out of 5. What's the point of going from animation to live action if not to bring the story closer to the real world? For a start off, I don't recall dragons actually being available or an island in Burke and everything else. So this is the Sydney Morning Herald. So for a start off, right, can you get him exiled out of the country for a start off? Number one.
that's so random though. That's like going like, oh, what was the point of making this film about King Arthur? It already happened in real life or something stupid like that. You're like, it's to tell a story. It's also to add depth to the story. It's also to try to engage a new thing because cartoons in some places aren't doing as well. Like younger kids love cartoons, but if you notice, a lot more teens now don't want to watch
Yeah.
that. But weirdly, they'll happily watch that version as well. So,
Oh my god.
buddy,
Here we go. Alright, here we go. Here's some funny ones. So, Jonathan Romney from the Financial Times. Ooh, prestigious. The dialogue.
financial. What are the Financial Times
For a
doing
start off,
watching
yeah, that's
movies?
exactly my thought. Is why is the Financial Times even commenting on this crap? So the fact is that the dialogue often gets lost amidst all the roaring. No shit, Sherlock. Clanging and heroic musical fanfares and editing can be dizzyingly manic. When what you miss is the streamlined clarity that made the original such a pleasure. Honestly, fucking hell, some of these are just ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh,
I feel
like
like sometimes people you like are you just want to just like the sound of your own voice. Like
Kyle Smith from the Wall Street Journal. Here we go. Mr. Du Bois' film harks back to the pre-Star Wars style of children's movie making, when the condescension of oversimplification was a defining attribute.
it's like, bro, I want to hear about the S&P 500. I'm not going there for kids movie reviews by toffee gits that it's not even aimed at.
Honestly, it's like plays like oh my god. Oh, here we go. Matt Singer from Screen Crush plays like a cinematic deja vu. No shit! It's a remake of an animation. What did he want? A complete rewrite? It's like, let's just take the original and just throw that script out the window. That didn't do very well. Of course it didn't. It only got 3 bloody movies out of it and a full Netflix TV show. It's like,
That's so random. Like I feel like I'm like, mate, these guys cup the balls with both hands. I swear to God, and take it deep. Like even some of the language, you're like, who are you aiming this at? Like who's going through Wall Street Journal and being like, I really want to take my kids to this film, and then be like, actually looking at this, it looks like it's going to be very similar to the first. You're like,
no, really? Wow.
really genius.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
Who knew this live action version of the cartoon was going to be very similar?
Yeah, honestly, but then you shift over to because obviously it scored 97%. You shift over to all the bloody audience ones. Well done, very enjoyable. Best live action remake ever. Disney, please take notes. Just well done adjustment from the animated version. Awesome movie. Started slow but finishes amazing. Blah blah blah. It's there. I thought, oh, hang on. One verified member scored it 2 out of 5. Hang on, what did he put? Beat for beat, this film is a recreation of the original. Unfortunately, though, I've seen the original. Right, he can be removed off the site. Let's get rid of him. What's the point of him?
Some of these people, like I honestly think, I'm like, bro, did you go? I'm gonna watch the live action version of this film. So it's like the live action version. That's like when they make a book into a movie. You
Yeah,
do realize the story's probably going to be the same, and a lot of the characters are going to be the same, and the storyline's probably
yeah.
going to be very similar. Like, of course, you're going to friggin' oh my God, people. Sometimes I feel like people just write things on the internet just because they want to get hate because it's the only way they can feel.
Oh, honestly, it's maddening in my opinion. I don't understand how these people have not thought. It's like they've wrote it. It's like, oh my god, it's a remake of the original.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like it's like oh, this apple tastes exactly the same as the last apple I had.
yeah. Honestly,
Okay, so what you're never gonna eat an apple again once you eat it once. Like seriously, guys, like
but yeah. So yes, first things first. Get yourself if you can get yourself to the movies to watch this, do because it looks immense in cinema. I'll tell you now. And we only saw it on a small. We went to this different cinema than we normally go to because there was a $10 movie ticket deal on for because it's school holidays here, sort of thing. So
even better.
which is
Yeah, I think ours start this week,
sort of thing.
weirdly.
So yeah, so honestly, if you can get yourself to go see it on a bigger screen than we saw, it was one of the we went to one of these ones in the middle of Hamilton where it's like it's obviously been repurposed and and they've made a small
Yeah.
cinema and screen wasn't massive, but but there was only like 30 odd seats in it. It was quite cool actually, sort of thing. But yeah,
It's not bad. Like,
it
yeah,
was
that's
really good. But yeah, but honestly, it was such a good movie, such a good movie. Honestly, I will not.
yeah.
I actually
I had a
can't.
feeling
Even
it would.
Eddie's already said to me, he's like, "Dad, is it available on the website?" And I know which website he means. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I had to look and I said, "No, it's only Cam at the moment." He's like, "Oh," and I said, "Don't worry. The second it's HD, we'll book another movie night. We'll have a movie night
Yeah.
on ours. Don't worry."
But that's a good sign, and that's what you want from movies. You want kids to be like, yes,
Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
let's do this because, yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just really like Disney have kind of screwed the pooch a lot
Ah,
on what they've
don't
done.
get me wrong. I understand. I understand what Disney were trying to do. Okay, let's we can be frank. We understand things have changed in the many decades that Disney started making the original movies. We can all agree with that. However, they are called classics for a reason. You shouldn't. You're allowed to change some things. Just a little sprinkle here and there. Just. But when you majorly change plot lines and I don't know. For example, you can't let small people play characters of small people. Uh, it's
Yeah,
and it all because of one quite very well known small person actor who kind of
yeah,
said he finds it a bit demeaning. It's like, all right, for a start off, great, you've just ruined the
yeah.
industry for a lot of. In fact, it's hilarious how much hate from
Mate, if you ever get a chance, as I said to you last time,
yeah
Hogswoggle, whatever
Hogswoggle.
his name is, it's always hard to say. But he was a wrestler and he's a little person wrestler. He used to come out as a leprechaun style character for Mr. Finley, who was this Irish guy that used to come out with a shillelagh. Um, Funny as how he has gone on numerous podcasts and ripped into him. He's like, there is only so many roles that we can get. Like, we're not going up against Brad Pitt for the romantic comedy. We're not doing these kind of things. And for whatever reason, these people, he's literally stopped it for us. Because if you think about it, it's not just say seven dwarves that are going to get the roles. They've got
Yeah,
stuntmen, they've
yeah,
got stand-ins, they've got extras, they've got all these additional things.
yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are saying. They're
Oh,
like,
oh,
so you've put like 30, 40 people out of the role
yeah.
just because.
Well, honestly, there was a great. I saw a podcast clip for with Brad Williams, the comedian, who's also a
Yeah,
little. He's a little person comedian, and some of the stuff he said. Whoa! I was like, wow.
yeah, they
Look.
weren't holding back.
I don't know. He just didn't care, sort of thing. And I was like, geez, that's so good. But yeah, honestly, he was good. It was good, sort of hearing it from that perspective, sort of thing. But yeah, so
It's got to be hard though. Like when you think about it, there's only like obviously based on your appearance, there's only a certain amount of roles that you can get. Like, like I know that they've said, oh, there's too many white people in certain things and different things like this. So they've obviously gone, okay, let's make it open to all races. That's fine. But
yeah,
unfortunately, when you are a little person, it doesn't open up those same doors. it's not easy for you to be opening up those doors where you're like, yeah, cool. You play Jack Reacher, the 6'4" ex military police. You're not going to get that role. You can apply for it. You're not going to get it.
Yeah,
But like, you've now taken out all these things, and say for example the movie wasn't a piece of garbage or didn't get seen it really poorly, and there was a sequel.
yeah,
Problem is though, is then you've got more work for them. And I think the problem is, and I get that Peter Dinklage in his career has been very lucky where he's been able to play these roles
yes,
even when maybe they're not for him based on how much he's built his success from Game of Thrones. He's probably has been able to take characters that were originally for anybody and they didn't really have anyone in mind
yeah,
and they've given it to him. The problem is though, is 99.9% of the other actors aren't going to get it.
yeah.
And
No, agreed.
it's heartbreaking, like it really is, because you're like, we're trying to be inclusive, unless this, and you're like,
Yeah, no, honestly, it is. Yeah, it was fascinating sort of thing. Just as I say, it was just yeah. But in terms of go watch the movie, please everyone comment what your favorite bit was. I did have several favorite moments, and it was funny even because my we went with our wives and our neighbor friends, and it's funny because the neighbor's wife was laughing at Ellie because of course Ellie was scared by the jump scares several times.
yeah,
So
by the jump stairs in.
yeah, well, obviously because they've kept it the very same, but it's funny when you're watching it as an animation rather than watching it as live action. You know, the jump factor goes up through the roof, sort of thing.
That's pretty funny. I guess, yeah, because I guess there are real dragons. So you're just like, yep,
Yeah, honestly, you do think that they look so good that you would believe that they're real. It is shocking how good it is,
pretty good
sort of
actually.
thing. But yeah,
Here's a question: have you watched Ironheart yet?
I have watched Lionheart. I binged the entire
I,
series in one night.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've got
Okay,
it. I'm getting it as we speak,
okay, all right.
and I'm interested because I've obviously heard that season two's already not happening. It's already
Yes,
been axed.
correct. Yes, I've heard the same.
Um,
Yeah.
and there does seem to be a lot of hate from it. So I'm actually interested to watch it just to see what it's like. I have heard that obviously we finally get introduced to Mysterio. Mysterio?
Mephiston.
Mephisto. Sorry,
Mephisto. Yeah.
I've been watching way too much wrestling, so I've been
Yes.
talking about Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
Which I've seen the scene because it came up on my shorts and that looks brilliant. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to watch it now because it has copped a lot of hate, and I want to see if it is actually as bad as what people says, or it's just people jump on it because they're like, "Oh, it has stuff that offends me because no other reason, but because it's woke, and I feel like I shouldn't be woke, and I'm going to get angry at it," or
Yeah.
whether it is actually as bad as they say it is.
I have opinions, but I will let you watch it and then we can have a discussion. I think that's
I
probably
think
the
I think
smart
I
thing.
think I think that's what I'll do. I think I'm going to watch it, and then we'll obviously discuss it then. But
Mm.
yeah, I'm just curious because like I didn't think she was great in in the new Black Panther,
Yeah.
but I was like, she's got an interesting story, highly intelligent, MIT fan kind of thing. So I was like,
Mm.
this could be good.
Yeah. It's
But I have heard from some people it's good. Some people are like it just misses the mark and it's just a bit all over the shop. So now I'm curious.
yeah. Well, to be fair, we've also got a very busy month this month because this month not only do we get the new Superman movie, we're also getting the new Fantastic Four
The
movie
new
as
what?
well.
Sorry.
The new
Oh
Superman movie.
yes, of course, yes.
Yes, the new Superman movie and the new Fantastic Four movies out this month as well. So we got a very busy month ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, I must say though, like, I know Diana, she is so excited. Like, this is her month. Like, she is
Mm.
losing her mind. Like, she's been a massive fan of Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
owns a whole heap of their comics, and is obsessed with them. And then obviously Superman is Superman, and I'm really interested to see how they've done this because,
Mm.
like, looking at some of the things, like, obviously some of the scenes we've seen is Superman getting the shit kicked out of him,
Yeah.
Superman firing his laser beams and actually having burn marks around his eyes. So I'm actually excited because is it going to be that we actually see a Superman that doesn't feel so OP that nothing can touch him?
Yeah.
And we're actually going to get that because remember we spoke about this where I said the problem with DC versus Marvel is that there didn't feel like there was a human element of DC.
Yes.
Everyone was just so uber powerful. It was just a bit all over the shop. And now I'm curious, are we going to see that more vulnerable human like
I
Superman where
am very interested to see what it's going to look like because there are a lot of as I say, now that I've seen more like when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh great, another Superman movie. But I've seen more and more bits, and I'm like, I kind of want to see it now, but I don't know if I'm going to go to the cinema and see it. This is the thing. I've been,
Yeah,
I've been burnt by DC too many times now.
yeah, 100%.
We're not talking the '90s DC anymore. But I do kind of do. I might wait until I see what some of the reviews are saying before I make a decision on that sort
Oh,
of thing.
100%. Like, yeah, there's no way I would be seeing. I'm not paying whatever is $25 to see this at the movies and just be like, oh
Yeah, if
god.
it's an absolute flop, yeah, absolutely. Right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the podcast right there. Please make sure you do come back and join us next week, where we'll obviously be discussing Ironheart.
Yeah, I'm downloading it now, so I want to see
Yes.
what it's like, just to see if it's as good or bad or as indifferent as what people say. Because I just think it'd be a bit of fun.
Absolutely. But yes, please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Please make sure you do comment below if you've seen How to Train Your Dragon. And maybe, I'll tell you what, let's stick... who would you cast for Hiccup's mum for the second movie? I'll be interested to wonder if people seem to agree with me or not. It'll be interesting. I can't wait to see, sort of thing. It's going to be fun.
I'm curious too, because I do think that Hiccup's mum could be a lot of people. Obviously, based on what it is, she's 40 to 41. Weirdly, according to her actual thing, she's 6'3",
Okay.
which I'm like, I don't know how true that is. She has auburn hair, blue eyes. So which means obviously with a little bit of a dye, we could go Mia Jovovich as well in regards to what
Could
you were
do.
talking about as well.
Could do.
So
Yeah.
there could be a lot of things where we decide who do we go? Or because we do seem to have a lot of British, are we going to go for somebody more British like an Emily Blunt?
Ooh. Could do. Could do. Or what about Florence Pugh? Could do her as well, possibly.
Is she too young?
I don't know, because she's obviously whoever gets cast has to go into the third movie as well, sort of thing. So I think that
That's true.
could work, possibly. I don't know. Could be interesting. So anyway,
Let us know, guys.
Let us know.
Either way,
Let us
let
know.
us know because I'd be curious to be cast.
yes,
And please don't put Scarlett Johansson. She's just in everything right now.
yes, no, Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett
I
Johansson.
love Scarlett Johansson, but yeah,
Johansson.
dear lord, no, she could do with missing a movie for once. That'd be good.
Yeah, let's just cast one other female actress, please. Thank you.
All right. Anyway, guys, peace out. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll be back with you next week.
Layers.